Hey guys, how's it going? So I've received a few requests now to update the older review that's in my blog of the Wotancraft Commander backpack. People wanted to see how I feel about it now after a couple years of use, and also how it compares to the newer, updated version 2 Wotancraft Commander that was released about a year ago. So I wanted to take this opportunity to do a deep dive video review into both backpacks, give them a little compare and contrast, and let you know what I think. Okay, so as you can see here, I have both versions of the Wotancraft Commander. The gray one that's on the floor here is the first version, the earlier version that I got a few years ago. And this was the one that was the subject of my original review that's on my blog. And then last year, I updated to the version 2, the new and improved Wotancraft Commander backpack. That's the dark kind of foresty green version here. First of all, there is absolutely nothing ugly about these bags. Like aesthetically, these bags are fantastic. They, they don't have branding on them, so they don't scream Nikon or Canon, or they don't scream photographer when you're out, maybe, in the street doing some shooting out in other countries. Where you might be the victim of some petty crime. These are very subtle. They look like, they look pretty beat up. They come out of the box looking a little beat up, a little weathered. And that's, part of the vintage military styling that Wotancraft likes to employ. So definitely an A+ on visuals and aesthetics for the camera bag. So here we are looking at the version 1, the early version of the Wotancraft Commander. As you can see, I've kind of unzipped a little bit of everything so we can take a poke around and see what all the features of this bag are. So first we'll take a look at the top compartment here, which unzips in its whole kind of larger, the top rectangular compartment, very spacious. It's got some magnetic flaps, which are great if you are constantly dipping into your bag for a different lens or a different piece of gear. It opens up and you've got a standard kind of camera. It's foam padded compartment up here, and it comes with dividers that you can move around as you need to. And one of my favorite features about the version 1 Commander is that this whole compartment pops right out. So this whole thing comes out. And realistically, when I'm shooting the way I work, I actually have never really used this insert in my bag. I'm going to set that to the side, and when you pull that out, you have a spacious compartment here. So when I'm shooting, I will usually use these really nice side pockets. There's one on each side. Really spacious side pockets there. And this top compartment, I'll throw a jacket, some snacks. If I'm using it as a carry-on for a flight, that's where my book and stuff goes. This is a great top compartment. It's totally soft when you have that insert removed, so it's very versatile. If you don't have anything in there, it's nice and light. It's got a great little security pocket here for your passport or anything else you want to keep tucked away. So I love the removable compartment in the version 1. It also has some side access to that inner compartment there and some zippers. You've got a couple little side pockets, and of course the lovely laptop compartment. Flip it around real quick. Now, the straps in the carrying system are where I have the most critique for the original Wotancraft Commander. These foam padded straps, they're leather, they're really tough, they're durable, but they're really hard to adjust. So the adjust is actually down here. It's these little buckles if you need to adjust the length, and that's tough. Compared to like a nylon strap that you can have just an easy slide buckle, having to adjust these it's a pain in the butt. There's also no top handle. So it gives you D-rings for a top handle, but to my knowledge, until the version 2 of the Commander came out, they never really manufactured one through Wotancraft. So say you're on a flight and this is in the carry-on compartment overhead. If you put it in butt first, it's really, there's no handle to grab to pull it out. So what I did was I just kind of MacGyvered up this little paracord bracelet, and it works on the side as a way to remove the bag when you tuck it away somewhere. The other critique I have is there is no sternum chest strap going across this. Now, because this bag can hold so much gear, laptops, cords, cameras, bodies, lenses, all sorts of stuff, it can get pretty heavy. So when it's that heavy, you really want like a sternum strap or a waist strap on the backpack to help alleviate some of the strain of carrying a heavy bag around. So that's version 1. Those are my critiques. It's a really cool bag. I know a lot of people who love this bag. So what you're looking at here is the new and improved version 2 Wotancraft Commander backpack. First of all, I'm going to compliment them on the color. This kind of olive drab green color is gorgeous. I'm kind of a sucker for the vintage military look of these bags in the first place. It's what attracted me to them. So I love the new color on the Commander. As you can see from this part of the bag, they tweaked some things. So there's no longer that little in-between strap for these buckles. The hardware, it's a little more durable, a little more tough. These are a little tougher than the old versions. They enlarged this front pocket, so you can fit a lot more stuff in there if you need to, jacket, umbrella, whatever you're carrying. And it feels like they kind of beefed up these straps a little bit for tripods or whatever you're strapping across the front there. They also changed some design elements. So we still have this top zipper here. I'm going to open this up, take a look inside. We still have the really cool magnet open thing there. And at first glance, the top compartment is very similar, if not identical, to the original Commander. You've got the padded camera compartment here with some dividers inside. And this is where things get a little different and where I honestly began to have problems with the new Commander. And that is that this camera compartment does not remove, well, it does, it is removable. It's Velcroed in. It doesn't pop out as easily as the old one does. I'm not even going to go through the trouble for the sake of the video. It doesn't remove as easily. So there also is no bottom to this top compartment. So once you remove this top camera area, it's a straight shot down through the bag into the lower compartments here. So you see this right here is the bottom of that camera area. So essentially you can remove that top bit and have almost a full-size empty backpack, which I suppose for some people is great, but I really find myself missing the usability of that top compartment when it had the divider and the insert pulled out. Now these inserts do remove, and when I have used this out in the field, I just pull all the inserts out and I try and use this compartment in the same way I did the old one. But because it makes things a little more rigid, you just can't get in as much in there. It also removes that little handy passport pocket in the back. So on the one hand, some people might see it as an improvement. I really don't like that change they made. Now the side pockets are just as spacious as ever, and you can also get these optional inserts. They just stick really easily to the Velcro inside the bag, and they're custom made for each Commander side pocket. And you can, really tough elastic bands here for memory cards, batteries, cables, whatever. So we got this on this side. I'm just gonna flip her around real quick. And on the other side, you've got a nice little pouch, which again, you can fit whatever you want in there. And that's a really nice addition. I do like that variation on the bag. That's really cool. The side pockets here are still nice and handy. This zipper, because they removed that top compartment feature of the old Commander, so this zipper now just is a nice long pocket along the front. You just kind of slide your hand in, put a bunch of stuff in there if you need to. That could be their solution to the passport pocket. I'm not sure. So now let's take a look at the straps. They beefed up their strap system, as you can tell. They have some really nice padding that is removable. You can take it on or off as you need to. It's got a little more slip resistance than the old foam version. It's just a little beefier, a little more comfortable on the back. Of course, we now have a top handle, and it conveniently buckles in, so you can put it. It comes attached to this D-ring here. It looks like you can easily put it on this one, but this really makes things a lot easier when you're picking the bag up from the floor or an overhead compartment. That's a great addition, so I love that. And they finally give you a sternum strap for the chest. I was so excited when I saw this feature announced. This is almost the entire reason I bought the new Commander. I thought this would be such a great addition, make carrying it a lot easier when it's fully loaded. I was really excited about the sternum strap. It is removable. It pops on and off these little nuts right there. It's adjustable to a point, depending on how you need it. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and it was kind of a difficult fix. I don't know how else to describe it. It's tough. The sternum strap is a tough feature on this bag, and give me one moment. I'm going to try it on, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. The sternum strap, now the bag's empty at the moment, but you can kind of see it rides a little high on my chest. It should really be a little lower across the breadth of my chest right there to help alleviate some of the weight in the pack. The problem with this is when you do have weight in this bag, it drags the bag. I'll see if I can pull on it to simulate the effect. So it drags the bag down on your back. And this thing goes right into my collarbone, right into my Adam's apple. When this bag is full, this sucks. And I hate to say it because it was a great, the thought behind it was great. I'm sure a lot of people asked for this addition from Wotancraft, but this is a terrible design. It doesn't slide. You can't adjust it up or down on the shoulder straps themselves. It's locked in place here. And as a result, when there was weight in this bag for someone of my size, the width of my chest, this thing's going right into, right in here, a really sensitive area. You don't want something pressing on this when you're running through an airport or hiking. So unfortunately, I had to remove the sternum strap. I never even used this in the field because it was so uncomfortable wearing it around my home when I was trying to break the bag in a little bit. And this was pretty disappointing. To wrap this review up, generally speaking, the Wotancraft Commander, either version, is a really impressive camera bag. I know I have friends and colleagues who swear by this bag. They love it. They've worn it all over the world traveling, and they swear by it. It's an amazing bag for them. I have come to the conclusion after my last trip back in March, I took the Commander, the version 2 on the top there, to India with me, and I was traveling with my 15-inch laptop, one camera body, 2 backup lenses, and a bunch of, my Kindle, a bunch of other stuff, cables and chargers, and it made this bag heavy. And unfortunately, the way the bag is designed, the shape of it, it just doesn't work for me. I stand about 5'9", I'm about 215 pounds, and the bag, it's hard to see in a video, and you can't really see it online unless you're looking at it in person. If you have a chance to check one of these out in person, definitely try it on and wear it around first to make sure it is appropriate for your body type, because it's a little short. A lot of kind of backpacking, travel backpacks are a little longer, and they give you the option of a waist belt, which would be an amazing asset for the Commander. The sternum strap, while it's a great thought, fell through in practice. It totally bombed. It rides too high on my chest and almost chokes me when I'm walking. And this problem is universal for both the version 1 and the version 2. Both of them are just not made for larger frame guys. My shoulders are pretty broad. It takes me, I got to adjust this and play around with it a lot to get it to a comfortable position. And once it's fully loaded, it becomes uncomfortable really fast, which is not what you want from an ideal camera bag when you're traveling. So unfortunately, I would have to give the overall design of the bag, maybe a 7 out of 10. Aesthetically, it's beautiful. It's weather resistant. It's got great capacity for gear. It's got a laptop pocket. It's really a universally appealing bag, and it's not until you wear it around a few times that you start to realize, you know, it's got some comfort issues or some ergonomics. It's a difficult bag for me to completely endorse because as a bigger guy, it's uncomfortable. Which is unfortunate because I really wanted to love this bag, both of them. So that wraps up my review. I hope that was helpful to anyone out there in the market for a new camera bag. If you're anything like me, you probably already have a closet full of camera bags. And I'm sorry to say that unless it's like a day trip or, you know, going down to the city to do some light shooting, the Commander is going to have to be retired to the closet for most long distance travel for me. But thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys soon.